Well, hi. I've been around for a while. Well, been around for a while. You saw my kegging video the other day. So it's been about 2 weeks since I've given you an update, but I thought I'd do that today. Over the last month or so, I've been making a few beers for work. I normally make a few kegs which I sell for no profit to work. I experiment a bit. I've made this year. I'm making 5 batches of beer. I made I made an APA, American IPA. I made a Scottish Heavy, which is here, which I'll show you in a second. I've made a pale ale, and what have I made? I forgot I made 4. I think it's 1, 2. Yeah, it's 4 actually. Must be some. For some reason I thought there was another beer knocking around, but I might be incorrect. Either way, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through and taste a few of them. Here's me thinking I'm getting mixed up, but what I've got, let's have a quick taste of the IPA and the APA first, and I'll tell you what's in there. So okay, this is the, I'll start with the APA first. So this is the APA. This has been fermented for 2 weeks, forced carb now for about a week and a half. So you can see the carbonation is well to where it should be. Colour's good, nice and pale. Let's talk about the ingredients. So I've used something like, let's have a look. Yes, I use 70% Marisota, about 20% Vienna malt, and about 6.7% wheat malts, and also I put another 5% of Munich malt in there, just to give it a bit of a caramel flavour. So I mixed it up a bit, quite an interesting brew. In respect to the hops, I've used Summit, Cascade, and Nugget, and then intermingled those, and I also dry hopped with Summit and Cascade at the end. So I've used a combination of those hops, Cascade, Nugget, and what was it? Summit. I think I swapped the Nugget out for another hop I used early on in the year for which I can't remember what it was now, but I couldn't get hold of any of the specific hops, so I just swapped that out, which is fine. Maybe it was a bit too expensive, like breweries do. They obviously they will go for the cheaper hop alternative and just try to make the same brew. Anyway, I use USO5, nothing special, and it come down to a final gravity of about 1,009. And I've got about an estimated ABV of about 5.5% on here. Original gravity of 1049. IBU's business, so it's about 3/4 of the way up there into the style. On the nose initially, I'm not getting major amounts of dry hop on here. It's quite usual, but it's not unusual. I think it's just not what I was expecting, but I didn't dry hop that much, and you may actually get more of it coming down the line. But it smells quite nice and refreshing. What else can I say about it? Style wise, fairly dry. I think I mashed it, what temperature did I mash it at? Mashed it about 64, so hopefully it's going to be quite dry, but put a bit of Munich in there, so that should give it a sweetness. Let's have a quick. So on the aromas, as I said, get a bit of hot flavour, but nothing blowing my mind away, which I'm not. I think most likely we'll get it on the flavour anyway. Let's have a taste. It tastes quite dry. It's got a bit of sweetness there. Nothing. It's not too aggressive. The hot flavour has. mellowed off a bit. I do find when I'm using, I think I used a Summit last time, it was quite aggressive and it has mellowed off a bit. I think this has had a bit of condition in the keg. So dry, a bit of sweetness, I can taste the wheat there a little bit. And yeah, you can't really taste the alcohol. I mean, it's about 5.5, but it's, yeah, you could quite have, I could quite happily sip a few of these. So yeah, quite happy about that. I'm a little bit disappointed the dry hopping hasn't come through quite as much as I was expecting it to do, but it's not all about dry hopping. You're obviously looking for a lot more flavour. So I think I may actually need to let that carbonate a little bit more. I think it just needs that little bit more carbonation, and it could do it just being served just a little bit colder perhaps. That's good. Let's go on to the APA, American IPA. Let's have a look at the spec. This is basically the same recipe. I just upped the quantities a little bit. So as opposed to, let's have a quick look here. Ooh. So as opposed to about 5.5 like that one is there, the ABV on this one is should be something, it's more like 6.4. It's a bit lower than I was expecting actually. I think the mash didn't go quite as well. When you mash with higher grains, you do get slightly lower attenuation, which, I mean, not attenuation, but obviously mash efficiency is quite low. Colour is exactly the same, the carbonated exactly the same. The only thing I'm going to expect is a much stronger hop profile in respect of, I can get more dry hops on this, not major amounts, but getting just a little bit more there. So quick taste. Yeah. So I'm getting it's obviously much stronger on the hops there. I'll say bitterness. It's not too strong, but it's quite good. But yeah, so exactly the same recipe as I said. So you can taste exactly the same, but you've got the hop aroma is much stronger there, and obviously you can just taste a bit more of the strength there. So that's quite good. I could quite definitely say with that one there, I could quite easily squash a few of those. I think I would definitely take it just a little bit easier on this one here. But yeah, that's good. Right, let's crack open. I'm going to pull out a couple of the other beers. I'll come back to you in a second. Well, it'll be instantaneous on the video, obviously. But I'm going to take some final gravities of the other two beers and actually do some final thoughts on those. So I thought I'd come to the other two beers I've made. I wanted to make a English Pale Ale, or maybe it's just kind of sensible ale really. I don't think it's got a very clear designation, but it's maybe slightly lower than 5%. So here's the Pale Ale. It's obviously just come out of the fermenter, so it's a bit murky at the moment. Smells alright, smells quite sessionable. Smells a bit earthy, I think, perhaps. But obviously needs a bit more time. It's only about a week into fermentation. I'm seeing something from the Factometer of something Wonderblow 4 as a specific gravity, which I'm not so sure about. I don't think it goes down to that one. But I'm looking at an ABV of something like 5.5, 1%, which wasn't really what I designed it at. So I'm a little confused. I will have another look at the figures and get a hydrometer out of it, because I'm just testing with a refractometer at the moment. let me tell you a bit about the recipe. Pale mold, which is about 85% pale mold, about 9% Cow Munich, 5%, almost 6% flaked rice, and a bit of black malt just to give a bit of colour. Hopped with, bittered with Challenger and Pilgrim, and Challenger in the Whirlpool, with my old Challenger out of the garden, and I fermented it off with Safel 05. I've got Safel 04 here, but I will have to change that. I'm a bit of a sucker for Safel 05, US 05 at the moment, because it just seems to do a good job. So on the nose, get a bit of fruitiness, maybe a little bit of a, I'm not sure, maybe a bit of farmyard smell out of it. Not too much of a farmyard smell, but I think this needs a bit more time. I'm just ramping it up to a diacetyl rest at the moment, so hopefully the flavour will change. It's okay, let's have a taste. Very low bitterness, as I expect. It's got a medium body at the moment, but it's quite dry. It's quite warm, so I'd expect that. Not getting much hot bitterness at all. It's very, very mild. It is there. Taste on my mouth. So yeah, I'm not. I think it's going to make a very good sessional ale, but it's not wowing me at the moment. I think give it a bit of time, like any beer really, and see how it goes. So yeah, that's the pale ale. Hopefully it'll be about maybe 4.5%, but need to check my figures. Something's not quite right. And finally, let's come on to this Scottish Heavy I've made. It's basically very similar to a British bitter, but it should have more overtones of cowley flavours there, like, you know, bitterness should be very, very subtle. So as you can see, it's slightly darker than the pale. It's not majorly strong, it's down below 5%. Let's have a look at the figures. My design. So I used 60% Maris Otter, 15% Munich, 12% amber. That's some amber malt knocking around. I also put some Crystal 400 and Crystal caramel wheat malt in there as well. So yeah, it's quite quite a mixture of caramelly, crystal malt. So hopefully the caramel flavour should be there. Bittered up for 60 minutes with some Challenger. It may not have been a good idea, but I put 20 grams in there, so I took a bit extra than I should have done. So I used my own Challenger, so it's a bit of an unknown in respect to bittering. I know that year it seemed to be quite an aggressive hop, so hopefully there will be some bitterness there. And I used Mangrove Jack's New World Strong Ale beer. I mashed a bit warmer because the Mangrove Jack's is a bit attenuates quite high. So at the moment on the session, I'm seeing I was looking for a target ABV of about 3.8%. Measured at the moment is about 3.5, but I'm expecting it to go down by 11 points in fermentation, so it may get better than that, and that would bring it up to about 3.8%. So it's about 3.5 at the moment. So I smell. I'm getting the grains. I'm getting that to the chocolatey flavours off the Munich 400. Sorry, the Crystal 400. So yeah, that's doing what it needs to be doing. See if we can get some caramel flavours. I'm not getting caramel flavours. I'm getting Get some chocolatey flavours, get a bit of bitterness, but it's not in your face as such. Medium body. Yeah, I think it's fine. Early days yet, it's only about just over a week old. But I'm liking the flavours of what are there. I'm liking the caramel flavours in the back end there. I'm not getting major amount of business, but that's not part of the style. There's a good mixture of grains there. Maybe a bit dry. I don't know whether that's good for the style or not, but it tastes a bit dry there. But that might be just bitterness of the hops. So yeah, hopefully that will improve too. I think you can never really tell until you get them all finished off and get them in a keg and then clean up a little bit. So that's going to be interesting. I'm drinking it now. It seems interesting. So hopefully a bit of carbonation there, a little bit chilled, and a little bit more time. It will come to something. So yeah, that's the Scottish Heavy. What other news have I got? I thought I'd talk about that. This shirt, I think the National Homebrew Competition, if you go on the website you should be able to see it, but this shirt, national. Yeah, the UK National Homebrew Competition, is going to be held this year on the 16th of February at Bristol Brewing School, which is New Bristol Brewery, which is in St Paul's in Bristol. I put my name down to judge this year. I've never judged properly. I think I judged the year before last, and that's when Sarah won the first prize for her sour. So I did actually judge for the best of show, but I didn't actually do any judging for anything else. I was just doing a bit of stewarding. But I think I'll do a bit of judging this year. Hopefully, I'll put my name down to it, and if I get if these spaces and everything up to it, I'll most likely do a judging. So that'll be interesting. Looking here, the registration opens on, oh gosh, yeah, so it starts on the 18th of the 10th, which I think is open now, and it goes right through to registration starts on the 12th of the 11th, so 12th of November, which is Monday maybe. It's tomorrow, so well, you might see it a bit later, yeah, but it's Sunday tomorrow, isn't it? So that'll be starting tomorrow, and it goes on till the 1st of Jan, or 27th of Jan. So yeah, it's going to be there's a good window there. What I've known from the past is that it fills up very quickly. There's a lot of interest. Obviously, they've had a bit of a year's hiatus, but I don't think that will make much difference. So if you've got a beer that you're making now and it's tasting good and you think it might win, just enter it. Bit of fun. I think they always have quite a few interesting prizes. There's always a good first prize as well. So it'll be good to see what comes of that. Any other news? Hopefully, I'll come back to you in a few weeks' time with final impression on the Pale and the Scottish Heavy. Hopefully, they'll get better. Anything else? And that's about it. Okay, well, please like, subscribe and share, and leave any questions if you've got any, and I will I'll see you all soon. Cheers. Got a out here.